On FM94, The Dark. It is that time again. It's time to get to know a band we play here on The Dark. And in studio tonight, once again, I love this. I love having bands come in studio. Tonight, we're going to be talking with the band Edge of Free. They also brought a guest, too. We'll talk about that in just a second. But first of all, we had a chance to talk to Scott about a month or so ago, and Scott right now joining me. Thanks so much, by the way, for coming up to Little Falls and invading our little station here for a few minutes.
Hey, anytime. We're glad to be here, man.
And I know you've had a busy road trip. You were down in Mankato earlier this morning, huh?
Yep, down in Mankato. We've come up through Chicago, and it's been a daily exercise driving across right through the middle of the country, basically. It's beautiful. And,
of course, you brought John, of course, also with the band Edge of Free. And nice to meet you for the first time, since I hadn't get a chance to talk to you on the phone. How are you doing?
Doing great, man. Glad to be here and just loving this part of the country.
You know, the cool thing about having you guys here is we're going to have you play acoustic for our listeners out there in just a few minutes. So I'm really excited about that. But you decided to bring a third member. At least a temporary member, we could say, or maybe a permanent member, I don't know. But people might know this guy from a band called Candlebox. Yeah, anybody remember that? Peter Klett in the studio right now. How are you doing, Pete?
I'm doing great. Glad to be here. Enjoying this actually quite a bit.
You know, I'm going to bring in you right away because you've been doing this for years. These guys, of course, have done this for years too. But you, being with the band Candlebox, I'm sure you've had your share of small station acoustic sets.
Yes, sir.
And these guys are kind of, enjoying that right now too, getting out there doing that.
Oh, yeah.
What's it like? What's it like for these guys to do that, and what you used to see back in the day?
Well, I mean, we've been doing it up till I left in 15, but I know John has a history of touring in bands. I don't know about radio, things like this, but so far they've both adapted to it, in my opinion, quite well. And I actually enjoy these days more because acoustic is, to me, a much more fun instrument to play.
Absolutely. I agree with that. I agree. All right, Scott, let's talk about a little bit more about the band and stuff. I know we had a chance to talk about this about a month or so ago, but for our fans that didn't get a chance to hear the interview, give us a little background once again on the band Edge of Free.
Yeah, so John and I have known each other and played together in a couple different incarnations, but there was a stint in Nashville a while back. We both lived together back there where we started this music, and a couple of those tracks still live and are present on the record today. So, we did go our separate ways for a while. We remained friends, but this music was always in the back of my head. And then it was about 6 or 7 years ago, I came to visit him. We pulled the guitar out, and I'm like, come on, man, let's just play through some of the old ones. And the feel was there. It was just like getting back on a bike, visiting an old girlfriend. But, and things worked out really well. And I said, we got to make a record. We got to see where this goes because we realize, we're not just hammering with drums and electric guitars right off the business. We were playing acoustics in a different way because we got tired of plugging in our Marshalls. But so that's the gist of it. I still live out in the West Coast, just north of L.A. He lives in Nashville still. He's from California, moved to Nashville. I'm from the Midwest. I moved to California. So there you go. But, we do a lot of collaboration over the internet, and I do a lot of traveling now so that we can be together and work on music.
And, you mentioned traveling, and obviously you're trying to get your name out there right now and get the sound out there, too. I know you guys sent us a track off that album, Pony, which has been getting some airplay on our airwaves across the nation, too. How has that been overall, I guess, since the last time we talked?
We've gotten better exposure since the last time we talked, and we are really just starting to get some good feedback on the track. And I'm hoping this is the start of what spreads across the whole panel, right?
Yeah.
And, we have some potential tour plans coming up for the fall, and hope to hear about those soon. Because that's the next step. Bring the full band.
It's always the pending tours, right?
Man. Everything's last minute in this business. Like even doing this radio tour came up like, you guys want to jump on an airplane? Like, you mean in a week and a half? Okay. Couldn't we thought about this a few months ago? But yep.
You mentioned, and Peter mentioned this too, about you guys have been out and done some touring and been in other bands and stuff like that, I guess. So, and you guys aren't, I'm not saying you're old guys, but you're not, well, okay. I'm not a young guy by any means either, but you guys are experienced enough to do these kind of things. Well, I guess what is the excitement there? Are you guys just excited about this new project kind of thing?
Oh yeah, loving it, because it's not like we waited till we had a set of songs that we loved. So we love playing this music. So whether I'm at a radio station or in front of a crowd or at home,
Right.
it's something it's what we would do anyway, right? It's not like, when you're starting out and I need to get a record deal so I can be this person. It's a labor of love. So
Absolutely. All right, enough talking. How about some playing, right? These guys want to play some stuff. So what are you going to get? I'd love to get at least 2-3 songs from you today or whatever.
Okay.
So what are we going to start out with here?
we usually start with Pony.
All right.
Yeah, and warms into things well.
Everybody knows that one now on these airwaves. The latest
Cool.
from the band Edge of Free. We got them right here in studio. Once again, John and Scott, and help from Pete from Candlebox. All right, here we go. Let's hear it. Here's Pony. It's on the Dark. It's on FM94.
I wish I had some water, make it rain before my eyes, dry as hell, dig a little further, and turn on the light. In the season I've grown mad, alone in a weathered shack, mine just like a wheel, turning back to Nashville. What a shine a light on the side for sore eyes. Cut the leash, we'll leave tonight until it's on our own pony. You now ride. Ooh. Cut whiskey over water, let the rainmaker surprise, and try to run. Fable came to fortune, and a 3 a.m. delight. If I share with you the place where all my changes played, and rhythm and for real, long gone days of Nashville. What a shine light on the side for sore eyes. And cut the leash, we'll leave tonight until it's on our own pony. You now ride. Ride. Ooh. In the season I've grown mad, lost in a weathered land, mind spinning like a wheel, turning back to Nashville. What a shine light on the side for sore eyes. Cut the leash, we'll leave tonight until it's on our own pony. We all ride. Ride. Saddle up, take you in the night.
Wow. Nice. Woo!
Oh, thank you.
We got a studio audience in here, too. We got Paladin, Aaron, and Brad also. And wow. The vocals on that dude, huh? What do you think?
Thank you.
I mean, come on. I mean, and Pete, he's been around the business for many years, too. He's got some pipes, doesn't he? Absolutely. Wow.
Appreciate that.
Wow, very cool. Hey, I haven't had a chance to talk to John at all a little bit. I want to bring you in just a sec. And we talked to Scott a little bit about his background and some of the things that he enjoyed, as a kid growing up, listening to all that. How about for you? What, I guess, did you kind of, as a kid growing up, listen to? What kind of, I guess, made you decide to get into the musical side of things?
I'd say my two main drivers were Led Zeppelin, Jimmy Page, my hero of all time on the guitar, and Neil Young, interestingly, which brought me really close to the acoustic guitar at the beginning of my life as a musician. And I've gone into harder rock. I mean, I love AC/DC, I love all that kind of stuff. But I think that my roots with Neil Young really sort of bonded me with the acoustic guitar in a way that's never ended.
Right, very cool.
I think that's the foundation of what we're doing. And Scott's a huge Neil Young fan, too.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, and and then I know Scott and I had a chance to talk, and when we talked, it was just the passing of Chris Cornell.
Yeah.
And I know how huge Chris is to you, at least as somebody. And at the time it happened, you had not been able to process what had happened. Yeah. Have you had a chance to do that yet? And now with another fatality, once again here with Chester Bennington, just about a month and a half later from that. And we talked about this, too, the depression, the suicide, and all that, too, and some of the struggles that you had gone through as a person, too. How has that gone for you, I guess?
It's still confusing and scary because that was somebody I looked up to as an example of how you can do it without going the wrong way, and to see that happen. And I really do think that if something could have been, if there could have been an intervention, wait till tomorrow, that we wouldn't be talking about it today.
Right.
And it's really unfortunate.
One of the things that we talked about, too, with your music here and that is this is a lot of the stuff that you've done as an individual growing up, the music that you're playing here. It's kind of your background, isn't it?
Yep. Very much.
Talk about, and some of these other singles that are on here, too. Talk about them a little bit. I know we talked about the Edge of Free song, too, but what are some of the other ones here that I guess that you really enjoy playing and that has a lot of meaning to you?
Yeah, so Higher is probably the next on the list. It's from the older set, but that one in particular, like at a record release party, I ended up dedicating that to Chris Cornell. It was really recent. And because it deals with the pressures and the desire to reach for something more, to keep getting higher, to keep going faster, and how you're never satisfied. And eventually, when you've gotten to that very top, you go, well, if I'm still not happy. Right? So that one holds a lot of meaning for me. It's the way that I know that John and I have both lived uncomfortably at times. Then you've got songs like Blood Eagle, the first song on the record.
Right.
That one is a more abstract, which I'm really capable of. I was actually sitting like in my chair and I'm looking up and I see this hawk flying around in my house. And I was like just mulling over how the competition in the environment we live in, yet the need to rely on each other for survival. That's what we do. That's what our cities are, right? So that juxtaposition is thrown in Blood Eagle, and that's the vision of the eagle versus the dove in those lines.
Right.
And then Pushing the Needle, of course, the final song on the record, that's a pretty straightforward, that's something I needed to get out, right?
Right.
And try and put that in the closet forever, or not in the closet maybe, but behind me, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
So,
and it's therapeutic, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so. Surprisingly so.
Yeah.
And I had no intention of writing these particular lyrics or these particular topics. They just came out, happened with the music.
Yeah.
So.
How about we get something else? What else do you want to play for us today?
Higher's usually the next up. Yeah,
All
this
right.
may end up being the next single.
Okay.
It's a bit heavier in nature, going along with the format a bit, and yeah.
We're cool with that. We got in studio right now the band Edge of Free. Of course, that's Scott and John, and also along with him is Peter Klett from former Candlebox. We'll talk with Peter in just a moment here about that too.
It works well.
Absolutely. Let's get the next song. This could be their new up-and-coming single that you're going to hear right here on the radio. You're going to hear it right now.
Yeah.
This is Higher. It's by Edge of Free. It's on the Dark. It's on FM94.
red lights bleeding, cannot stop to save what's mine. Channels flooding, stealing all my time. Yeah, always higher ways to climb. Yeah, romance the night you sadness raining through the gears I grind. Lord, I built a cannon without choice. Yeah, running, you fall behind.
That has to be your next single, by the way.
Cool, thank you.
Do you agree with me on that? I'm not just saying that to say that. I mean, I program this radio station with the music, and that song, by far.
All right, cool.
I mean, that is in, just stripped down like that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that acoustic. I mean, the beauty of, and you guys have been in bands and stuff like that. And in today's world, sometimes things are not really what they seem to be.
Oh, yeah.
You know what we're talking about here?
Yeah, like when you go to a concert and you hear the vocals, but the mic's at the guy's hip.
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
what you mean.
exactly. You guys are. I mean, it's the true thing here, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It was important for us to make sure that we just captured what we do, and this is what I do. And in the evenings, the acoustic guitar is my go-to,
Right.
and singing, and I think that's partly what we love about starting with acoustics,
I think that actually is part of what the acoustic guitar does for us, is it keeps it organic. It's honest.
Yeah.
You can't fake it. You can't program it. You just have to play it.
Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say that we actually went with a little bit different on the production side, too, where we let the tracks, come through. I didn't even double the vocal tracks. They're single track, and we did not use the tuning, like you hear that people use today for, a lot of people are so used to hearing it, they just think that's the way a voice sounds, but it doesn't really.
No, not at all. And I mean, if you go out to a show, you can tell. Yeah. You can tell who's been in the studio and who's real authentic, I guess, in that way. So, hey, Pete, let's bring you in for a second. I know you've been hanging out with these guys for a while. How did you guys get all hooked up, by the way, to start things? If you want to maybe have Scott hold the mic over there for you.
Oh, so Kevin Lee, Straight 8 Entertainment, he managed me when I did Red Light Music back in the mid-2000s, and then came on board with Candlebox when we got back together.
Yep.
And then he manages them too. So I said, Pete, I've got this band. He's been talking to me about them for a while. He said, they're going to do this radio run. Would you like to do some harmonies and guitar? And I said, sure. Because I've been singing a lot more lately. So they said, yeah, great, we'll have it. They sent me the songs, and every day I just practice. And here I am.
Here you are. Is this becoming a third member now, or?
Yeah, he's worked out really well, surprisingly. I mean, we had to do a lot of stuff long distance to get him up to speed in a really short time, and we're syncing up really quickly.
I was just going to say, it sounds like you guys have been doing it for a long time, not just a short time.
We're digging hanging with Pete, if that's the answer to your question.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, it's nice to have somebody that, like I said, you guys have been in the business, so you've been around, but obviously with Pete, he's been at a level that's maybe a little bit higher.
Yeah, having somebody in the band who was touring in diapers is good. Bring some experience to the situation.
Besides you helping these guys out, what else are you up to right now?
So, I had mentioned Red Light Music.
Right.
But I have some songs of my own that I've been doing acoustically, so I do these acoustic shows. But a lot of the stuff I'm doing is, the old Red Light Music stuff, and now I'm writing new stuff.
Okay.
And so currently I'm just kind of piecing everything together to do a solo record.
Very cool.
You can go to SoundCloud and check out the live show I did to get an idea for it. But it's a slow process, finding time and resources to get it done, but that's what I'm trying to do.
Very cool. Very cool.
We're going to steal them.
You're going to steal them? Is there negotiations yet here, or we got to start that off?
Well, he needs to get to the airport, and I've got the keys.
Yeah, exactly.
It's great. He keeps looking back at this clock that doesn't work here. You guys are way late already.
Oh, yeah.
We got Edge of Free in here once again, and let's get something else from you. I know you got one more in your sleeve there, at least, don't you?
We could do. Pete loves this song called Blood Eagle.
All right.
It's just I'm not quite up to
this is
speed on this one.
It's all right.
If he turns away from the mic, you'll know why.
No biggie.
And this is the one I mentioned earlier. I gave a little, eagle versus dove type of comparison, the threads of life that we weave together and sometimes break from each other.
We'll make this one the last one for you. So, unless you want to do, is that okay, Pete?
Yeah, I'm totally down. That's why I'm here.
I'm not playing Leads at 8.
All right. Once again, the band is Edge of Free. Their latest song, or actually, this is the first song off the track Edge of Free. It's called Blood Eagle. It's on the Dark. It's on FM94.
Little dove, come and rest your wings. I fly above, high and free at peace. When you call for love, your bite draws no blood. Who are we? So designed to our knees, like violent strings. Little love, we are the threads we weave. And you above don't forget me. Elusive to you and me. Harmony, soul in your garden of sorrow, drawing a bloody along your bed. Call my name from the heavens, hear me. The roses are turning red as you tear my threads away. Little dove, someone needs to sing just enough. Show them where love leads, and blind believe. Let faith be your leash. Pigs on the way, so in your garden of sorrow, drawing a blood eagle on your bed. Call my name from the heavens, near me. The roses are turning red. Still you tear my breath away. Garden of sorrow, drawing a blood eagle on your bed. Call my name from the heavens, near me. The roses are turning red. Still you tear my breath away.
Wow. Wow. Great job, guys. Great job. Once again, that's Edge of Free. John and Scott and brought Pete along, too, here. And, boy, and Pete's going to be a third member. I can already tell. I can already tell. I can already see this is going to happen. You guys are phenomenal on the guitar, by the way.
Thanks, man.
Wow.
It's a nice bed to get back into.
I was going to say, I mean, boy, it's been how long since you guys get this? I mean, this should have been years ago you should have been doing this.
Yep.
The thing about it is that John and I could tell right away when I heard the music that we think alike in chordal structures.
Yeah.
So I knew it was going to fit well.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are just, I mean, you said like Scott was joking, well, you might see Pete turn away a little. No, you were right there with him the whole time. It was, you were solid.
Thanks, man.
Very good. Well, and then obviously you're a professional. You've been doing this for a while, so, you know. It's like riding a bike, right?
Right, except for the vocal part. It's still fairly new.
Scott's got those vocals taken care of, though, doesn't he?
Those fun vocals.
He's got those, definitely. Hey, I would love to sit here and talk for hours with you. I know you guys have a plane to catch here, so we got to get you out of here shortly. But I guess for the fans listening at home, maybe on the internet or YouTube or Facebook page and all that, if they want to find out more information about you guys, how do they do that, Scott?
edgeoffree.com. That's our website. And also, Facebook is probably the quickest way. I actually respond personally on Facebook, too. So
I remember you telling me that, too, which is cool.
We'll answer questions or engage people who are interested. It's great. Those are the two main places. We have the disc on sale, signed discs, actually, on the website, edgeoffree.com. That's a great way to grab it if you want a nice-sounding copy.
Absolutely. And you gave me a stack of them here, too, I see, huh?
Oh, yeah.
So that means we should give away some then, right?
Yep.
Should we do that here on the airwaves,
Probably
too?
the kindest thing to do, yeah.
You think we should do that? Yeah. Okay. So how about this? Before the guys leave here, we'll actually take, so you got a good stack here. I'll take the first 5 emailers that'll email me at thedark@fallsradio.com. thedark@fallsradio.com. The first 5 emailers will get a new copy, a signed copy from Scott and John here. The band Edge of Free, and of course the song Pony on there, Higher, which you heard, and the latest one you just heard too, Blood Eagle too. So all that all on there along with 5 other ones. Who helped you put this album together?
Toby Wright.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yep.
From
I know. That's
Oh, yes, definitely.
absolutely. Hey, guys, thanks so much for joining me in the studio here. A lot of fun. And you know what? Hopefully, I know we were trying to get you to maybe play here in town. It just didn't work out. But now that you've visited here and you see what kind of a small, beautiful town we have here, right on the Mississippi River, too, mind you.
We would love to come back.
Absolutely. We need you to come back, for sure. We'll make that happen. Does that sound good?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're ready.
Yes.
Driving up here is so beautiful. And let's stay.
Absolutely. Pete, I wish you the best of luck. Hopefully things go well for you. John and Scott, thanks so much for joining me in studio. Once again, the band is called Edge of Free. Yeah, we've already played 3 of their acoustic sets. We're going to play their latest song, which they're spinning on radio right now to us. That's Pony. You're hearing it right now. It's on the Dark. You're hearing it right now. It's on the Dark.